Hello, my thoughtful listener. I hope you're well. Take a moment to be grateful. Sit back, relax, and get ready. Today, we'll listen to a story of a man who never gave up. It was a cold winter night. A tall, thin boy sat quietly near a small fireplace, holding a borrowed book he had walked miles to get. The firelight flickered on the pages as he read carefully, trying not to miss a single word. Everyone else was asleep, and he was reading quickly, afraid the fire might burn out before he could finish the pages. That boy, no one knew, one day would lead an entire nation. His name was Abraham Lincoln. His story began years earlier in 1809 inside a tiny wooden cabin in Connecticut, a state in America. The cabin had only one room, no electricity, no comfortable furniture. His family lived by farming a small piece of land, and every day was about hard work and survival. From the very start, life was not easy for Abraham. When he was just 9 years old, his mother became seriously ill. There was no proper doctors nearby, and soon she passed away. For a young boy, losing his mother was heartbreaking. The home that once felt warm suddenly felt empty. But life kept moving, and Abraham had to grow up quickly. Because his family was poor, he could not attend school regularly. In fact, total time he spent in school during his whole life was less than 1 year. Most children would have accepted that as their fate, but Abraham was different. He had a deep curiosity about the world. Whenever he saw a book, he wanted to read it. Books were very rare in his village, so he sometimes walked miles just to borrow one. And many nights were spent exactly like that winter evening, sitting beside a small fireplace, reading by the faint light of burning wood. Slowly, without a teacher or a classroom, he began teaching himself. At the same time, life demanded constant labor. As a teenager, Abraham worked long hours, cutting wood, building fences, and helping on farms. His hands became rough from hard work, yet his mind continued searching for knowledge. Even during breaks from work, he would open a book and read. People began noticing the tall young man who worked hard, read constantly, and spoke with kindness and honesty. Because of his truthful nature, people started calling him Honest Abe. But hardships still followed him. As a young man, Abraham tried to open a small store with a friend. For a moment, it seemed like things might finally improve. But the business failed, leaving him with a large debt that took years to repay. Soon after, another tragedy struck. The woman he loved deeply passed away. The loss filled him with deep sadness, and for a long time he struggled to recover. Yet, Somehow, Abraham Lincoln kept moving forward. He continued studying, most by himself, and eventually learned the law. Through determination and patience, he became a lawyer. People respected him not just for his intelligence, but for his fairness and honesty. As he met more people and saw the struggles of ordinary citizens, he felt a strong desire to improve society. That desire slowly led him into politics. But even there, success did not come easily. He lost elections, he faced criticism, he experienced failure again and again. Yet, every defeat only made him more determined. Finally, after many years of struggle, perseverance, and learning, Abraham Lincoln achieved something remarkable. In 1860, the poor boy who once studied by firelight inside a wooden cabin was elected as the President of the United States. But his greatest challenge was still ahead. Soon, the country was torn apart by one of the most difficult periods in American history. The nation was divided into two sides, and people who once lived as one country were now fighting against each other. Families were separated, brothers fought against brothers, and the future of the nation seemed uncertain. As president carried the enormous responsibility of holding the country together, every day brought painful news from the battlefield. Yet he remained calm and determined. He believed the nation must stay united and that human freedom was more important than anything else. During this dark time, Lincoln made one of the bravest decisions of his life. In 1863, he issued a declaration that began freeing millions of enslaved people. It changed the meaning of war. The fight was no longer only about saving the nation, but it was also about justice and freedom. This decision slowly transformed the country. It weakened slavery and moved the United States closer to equality and human rights. Because of his courage, wisdom, and determination during such a difficult time, Abraham Lincoln became respected not only in America, but around the world. Leaders and historians later remembered him as one of the greatest champions of freedom. The poor boy who didn't even have enough light to read his book grew up to become the light that guided the entire nation. Abraham Lincoln's life teaches us that failures, hardships, and losses do not define our future. What truly matters is the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path is dark. Thank you, everyone, for staying with me. I hope you'll have a great day ahead.